Hello, 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 and welcome, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your twin flame read for July into August 2020, or timeless whenever you are watching this. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, and fellow Earth sign Virgo that I am. Always ready, willing, well, mostly ready, willing, and able at my age to serve everyone, but I love my Earth signs in particular because we're the only sane ones in the zodiac, don't you find? Yeah, right? My subscribers, thank you so much for following along, checking out your reading for today. Those of you who've been with me know the deal with the twin flames, what they are, the differences with soulmates. I'm going to explain that to the new people now really quick if you want to jump ahead. Otherwise, if you are new to my channel, please do consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, helping me on my YouTube journey as I grow, considering I took clients for 30 years face-to-face. Pretty much, right? It's really an honor to be doing this work, so please feel free to comment, hit the notification bell. I've been doing more live streaming. I took a break for a while. I started up again. So yeah, I'm fun. My channel is fun. Drawing the Circle, I think that is safe to say. Let's get down to business. So this is a twin flame contract read. Twin flames and soulmates are not the same thing. They were redefined a couple of years ago by a brilliant teacher by the name of Matt Kahn. He has his own YouTube channel, Matt Kahn All for Love, F-O-R. I have a video of his linked in the description box about soul contracts, twin flames and soulmates redefined. Check it out. It's really good because that's what I'm basing these readings on, his definition. Otherwise, I never really liked the terms. I thought there was something iffy about them. They sounded so much alike. I was like, why do we need two different terms, right? There's a big difference between a twin flame and a soulmate contract. Let's do some of the basics really quick in case you're new. The thing that they have in common is that they're both soul contracts and they're both about healing. The other thing that they have in common is you have more than one. You can have many soulmates and many twin flames in any given lifetime. Another thing that they have in common is that they're not all sexual romantic. My mother and I have a soulmate contract. My father and I had. He has crossed over. I was right out of high school when it happened. We definitely had a twin flame contract. So what is the difference? Soulmates, you help each other heal. Twin flames, you teach each other how to heal yourselves. That sounds similar, but they're vastly different because twin flames can be traumatic, transformative, right? They're teaching, right? Where soulmates are satisfying, symbiotic, often soothing. They may not have the zazazoo, however, of a twin flame, which can be very hot. So think like transformation by fire. Twin flames, right? So mostly what people really want are soulmate contracts, particularly the sexually romantic one, which is why I only do the soulmate reads once a month for the sexual romantic contracts. But you need lots of twin flames to do that so that you learn how to be the mate of your own soul by learning how to love yourself and how to heal yourself, right? So they're all integral to the whole process and the evolution of the soul while on planet Earth. So we're going to do this like a contract read. On this side will be you, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. On this side will be the twin, so there'll be no guessing back and forth. Yeah, I think we're only doing like 16 cards in the spread. They're running about 45 minutes or so, so let me see what I can get for you, which is the other point. This is a general read, right? Please take what resonates, leave what does not, check your other signs, and to do that, focus on your breath as we go. Like if you find yourself, I say something and it goes, right? Just breathe, and I endeavor to do the same. So if you just kind of like, we'll synchronize our breaths with each other to an extent, then the clarity, the prana, the grace, the chi, and all of that flows. Good, and that's what brings a clear reading. So let's do this. We're going to start with 2 Caroline Mace archetype cards, one for you, one for your twin in the contract. Remember, it doesn't have to be sexual romantic. All the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom. Let's have at it. Breathe. One more. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need 2 cards. One to represent the Taurus and one to represent the twin in this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract. July into August 2020, probably mid-month to mid-month, depending when they catch us, but also timeless, whenever they are supposed to see this. Please give me what is the dominant soul power, the dominant archetype for the Taurus in the contract, and can you give me the dominant archetype soul contract going on, what's being alchemized and led to goal in the twin? Quicker. It gets quicker and quicker each time. Every time I do a particular set of readings, they always retrain me, or they teach me something new. So, who's our twin flamey couple? Ooh, very interesting. You, my Taurus, are the Judge archetype, wisdom family of archetypes, and the twin is the nature child. Now, right there, that could very easily be parent-child literal, or a relationship that mirrors that, because we're also looking at an authority figure. A judge is an authority figure, and a child archetype. So this could play itself out in all sorts of different ways. Every archetype is shadow and light, negative, positive, toxic, and healthy. This is all about that you're learning how to heal this within yourself in this contract. You're learning how to heal the Judge soul power, if you will. So the shadow attribute offers only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority, right? So there's something there about fairness, definitely, and there's something about being critical, but only to destroy, not constructive criticism, destructive criticism. And that is a power trip for sure. The light attribute, balancing justice and compassion, right? Yes, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, justice, balance, but not necessarily compassionate. Eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. Managing the fair distribution of power, and particularly in a relationship, this could tell you that you're learning how to deal with something that's unfair here, particularly if you're dealing with someone who has a child archetype. Now, we all have the child archetype. We were all children. This is the survival family of archetypes. Read Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace. Life-saving, life-transforming book for me personally. My God, back in the 90s that came out. I think the late 90s. The shadow attribute here of because there are different sub-archetypes within the child alone, the nature child, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. You know, like burning ants with magnifying glasses, just we all knew that kid in the neighborhood. The light attribute, though, friendship with animals communicates with nature spirits. Now, the thing is, when you have such an obvious trying to balance power here, a contract here, you might feel like you are dealing with somebody, regardless of their age, that is a child. Or at least that's how they're interacting with you. And in other places in their lives, they might be very, very sane and very, very stable and very, very adult. But when it's the nature child in particular, that's a very specific flavor I'm getting here for you. That it would be easier for you, like I don't want to just say, oh God, there's so many ways that I could say this that are really negative, and I don't necessarily mean it that way. But let's just say growing up in the 80s, I was friends with lots of deadheads. That they wanted everything, well, and again, this could, I'm not going to say it's going to get me canceled, but you know how we, organic this, organic that, must be this, must be natural, oh, back to nature. And then, we'll put chemicals in their body that you're like, huh? Right? When the child takes over. There's something here that feels like it might even be a little bit against the law. Do you get what I'm saying here? Something's off. Don't know what. Well, and hence welcome to a twin flame contract. All right, we're off and running. Now, to clarify this more, I'm going to use two different decks. We're going to use Daughters of the Moon to clarify you, the Judge archetype, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, element cards. We're going to do the same for the nature child with the Mythic Tarot, but we start with you, just to give you a little bit more insight into your own energy field here. Breathe. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, my goddesses, please. 5 cards. I'll pull them one at a time. Element spread, fire, earth, air, water, spirit for this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign with the Judge archetype in this twin flame contract for July, August 2020, or timeless. Please give me element of fire. What do they want in the contract? Thank you. Element of earth. What do they have to get them what they want in this contract, element of air, what are they thinking about the contract? Element of water, what are they, this one, feeling in the contract? And what is the voice of the soul, the card of spirit, that actually made the contract, agreed to it in the first place? Because we don't remember doing it. So that's the soul's input there, and that's the point. The divine part of yourself agreed to these contracts that were pre-written before you even stepped into the body, right? So it's good to have that point of view, how it sees it, because even though you might be like, it's the worst thing ever, they're like, oh my God, you're growing so much. The soul would do that. We're just going to get their cards down and you'll see it. We're doing it differently. Well, let me get these out, because then I'm going to lay your, I'm going to turn over your fire cards simultaneously and so forth. Breathe. My gods, please. 5 cards for the twin here. Fire, earth, air, water, spirit. Pulled one at a time. For this child, nature child archetype, the twin of this Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign in this twin flame contract, gotcha, for July into August 2020, or timeless, please. Element of fire, what does the nature child want? Element of earth, what does the nature child have to get them what they want? Element of air, what are they thinking about the contract? Element of water, what are they feeling about the contract? And element of spirit, what is the voice or the point of view of the soul that made the contract? Boom. Ready? Element of fire, what do you both want here? Okay. So you got the Sagittarius card. Now, if this person is a Sagittarius, again, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, whatever, once you start going out into the outer planets, it's generational. Then you're dealing with a lot of people. That's why the inner planets, sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, those tend to be the ones that are considered the personal planets. But definitely, if it's not that, then what you're wanting is this sense of expansion and exploration, maybe something a little more metaphysical going on here. Or just that sense of excitement, like you want something there that kind of gets your mutable fire going, that gets your fire, that there's change. You're wanting some change here, but it feels good. It's like positive change, not just get the hell out of my life, or maybe not that at all. Almost like not just fun, because there are other cards that could have said that in this particular deck, like play. This is that sense of expansion and adventure, and even like a day trip that would take you, like I live on Long Island, like driving out to Montauk and back again from where I live really is a day trip. But in order to expand my horizons, expand my experiences, particularly if you've been cooped up for months. But what they've got is the Eight of Cups, so what they want to do is kind of run and hide. I don't think just walking away, because in this deck, we've got Psyche descending into the underworld in order to retrieve some beauty cream for her mother-in-law Aphrodite in order to prove her worthiness for Eros. So this is somebody perhaps wanting to take a bit of an inner journey into themselves. Now, Eight of Cups for me is nothing to be afraid of. I feel like even when people do take it as walking away from a situation, to me, it's never about walking away. It's about walking into something else. You can't walk away from something without walking into something else. So that can often be a calling of the soul inward, particularly she's going into the underworld, right? To get Persephone's beauty cream. I didn't write this stuff. This is myth. And if I did, I don't remember that life. Drink, 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 drink. What you doing? Writing a myth. Damn it. Erase, 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 right? No, it didn't work like that. So we've got a Sagittarius energy and an Eight of Cups and what you both want. And it feels like if you're wanting to expand past this contract, that makes sense. But if you're wanting that in this contract, a bit more of this exploration and excitement, they might not be up for it right now. That might even be licking their wounds. And I don't know that you inflicted them. I'm hearing licking their wounds is what they want. What do you have to get you what you want? All right, let's start with you. You've got the 3 of Wands here, the Three of Flames, the card of loyalty, waiting, lighting a candle. Now, that seems to be a little contradictory in terms of what it is that you want, both fire cards, certainly, but that thing of expansion, waiting for expansion, except I will say it's Sagittarius in that, right? You pull the arrow, the flaming arrow, right? The archer, and then you wait, right? So there's that sense of it. It's almost like wait for it. Otherwise, you want to move and get things going, not wait any longer. But the vibe I get off that, because you're the judge, right? So you're sort of having to do this, but I get the feeling not just with your desires, but your intuition, not just your emotions. Like, feel what's going on in your body. What is your body telling you? What they have is the King of Cups. So what's interesting here is they actually have either a counselor that they can talk to, because this is talking about, it's a Cancerian card, but it talks about emotional maturity. Creative or cardinal water. It's funny, it was new moon in Cancer earlier today. This is the Monday the 20th, and I'm doing started these reads. So this is Orpheus, someone who really certainly does know the depth of emotion. A poet, a bard, a singer, a very, very, I mean, he's got his own mystery school, the Orphean, the Orphic Mysteries. So we're looking at something very deep, and interestingly enough, Orpheus went into the underworld. It's part of his myth. So there might be a rite of passage going on here for this nature child. And not necessarily a fun one, but definitely an emotional thing going on here. Now, whether this person is a Cancerian or not is a moot point, because what they have to get them what they want with that Eight of Cups is emotional depth, and it feels like they have it. And maybe you haven't seen that in them, but they do have it. And let's face it, somebody who has a strong empathic connection to animals and nature, they must have a deeper side, because you need to actually be still and silent to connect in that way. All right? Interesting. What are you both thinking here? Oh, that's interesting. Well, you both got air cards in the air position. You've got analysis. They've got the Gemini card. So already we've got three court cards on the table, zodiacal energies that I will look at in a minute. But for you, it's definitely, you are thinking and analyzing, right? Taking every little piece of information. What does that mean? What does that mean? But what if I think of it this way? Think of two fencers, right? Thinking ahead. Well, if it does that, there's a lot of anticipation here. Well, if they do that, then I'll do that. But if they do that, and then that's not being in the present moment. The ego anticipates. The soul, which it is you're trying to evolve here, right, is to be more of that balancing of justice and compassion. It's like, well, what if, okay, if it happens this, I'm going to do my best to be compassionate, and we'll see what happens when we get there, right? Hard. But there's a lot of thought in, obviously, here. But what they've got in their mental field here, in terms of what they're thinking here, is the Gemini card, the twin card. So what that says to me right off the bat is, if they have the language of twin flame, they might already know you're a twin flame. I'm going to say that's not exactly slim to none chances of happening, but that just popped into my head for some of you. But I am going to say that what's on their mind then is about communication and self-expression, unless, of course, you've got some planets in Gemini that might be influencing this. But going within to eventually, they're thinking about communicating with you, but they've got to resolve some stuff going on inside of them, lick their wounds, whether they are wounds from a previous dance with you or not. And again, nothing here is screaming romantic sexual so far, right? So this could be family, this could be coworker, this could be friend, this could be all sorts of different deals, right? Could be next door neighbor. What are you guys feeling? Well, you have got our first major arcana card, and this is the card of judgment, the card of celebration, revelation, where if you look, it's women holding hands, dancing around a central point in the mountains. But if you look again, they're holding hands, dancing around the navel of the great goddess, and now you see the breasts in the foreground and the thighs in the background, and they're dancing around her navel. So something is, revealed. So you're really needing to tune into your own intuitive thing here. I wouldn't say necessarily take the lead of the nature child here to go within, but there's something in your analysis here while you're in this process of a holding pattern, waiting and wanting to expand. go in. Go inside. There's some intuitive emotional completion or revelation about to happen before completion and resolution. Go within, because they've got the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands in this deck is Jason and the Argonauts landing, right? And getting ready to fight the dragon to get the golden fleece. So they're setting up camp, and there's a little bit of a celebration. Oh, we made it this far, but it's only a 4. So I'm going to say that emotionally, in terms of getting what they want in this relationship, right? Which is this maybe to pull back, to kind of go deeper and do their own healing, or engage with their emotions in some way like that. Oh, sorry, I knew what that was. That they're really kind of feeling that they're close but no cigar, right? That what they're feeling in this relationship, there is a certain amount of, I don't want to come right out and say boredom, but there's a preparation going on within them. And that they're trying to prepare themselves. It's just, what are they trying to prepare themselves for? That may play itself out very drastically. I know people say the Four of Wands is the 1111 card, and it means a wedding and a marriage. And I mean, I get that because of the imagery in those particular decks. But here, this is saying, all right, let's chill here for a little bit, take a breath, right? Because the 5s are coming, right? So they're getting what they want, or they're preparing, getting closer to what they want, but they're just not all the way home there with their own healing. And it does feel like with what they want, this 8 of Cups, that they want to, all right, they're giving me specific words here. They don't want to run away from you. They want to go within themselves, which is rather mature of a nature of a child archetype in general. And everybody has the child archetype, by the way. All right. Voice of the soul. It was whatever's going to be revealed here for you in that celebration card, the card of judgment there. Voice of the soul for you is saying Ace of Flames, right? The Ace of Wands, creation, creativity, a new spark, a new inspiration, a new creative thing, which you've got 3 out of 5 cards, fire, and it says, like, hang in there, wait, that's what you have to help you get what you want with this expansion in this contract to maybe take it to a different place that's healthier, the new, not just thought, inspiration, right? That, oh, I want that. That new desire is afoot. It may just not have hit you yet in terms of your energy field, sort of hovering up in the 8th chakra, ready to drop down. What interesting. The Aries card, the King of Wands. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say with 3 court cards here, there are a lot of people that have a lot to say here to this nature child. You've got the Cancer card, the Gemini card, and the Aries. The Aries card there. That from the point of view of the soul, this is about healing the self, right? This is exactly what a twin flame contract is supposed to teach you, how to heal yourself, to redirect. So it feels like you have the opportunity as the judge here that even though some shenanigans might have gone on, to be what? To balance justice and compassion. It's not either or. It's not completely let them off the hook, but it's not completely destroy them and kick them out of your life either. You really are developing that power, and that's going to take a while, and I feel like the inspiration is going to come to you. The desire to do this is going to drop down, and it'll be a whole new beginning for this contract, because like I said, my father and I were a twin flame contract, and had he been alive today, I would have had a relationship with him. So, you know, twin flames, just because you heal them doesn't necessarily mean people leave your life as a result, as an example, of family member. And like I said, with the child and the judge here, this could very easily be parental. But how often does the parent act like the child, right, as the child grows up and becomes mature? So this can play itself out in all sorts of different ways. But at least this nature child, and Aries, first sign of the zodiac, is the child of the zodiac. We're really looking here at a maturation, an emotional maturation is within them, but there needs to be an expression of truth, right? A self-expression of communication, and they're in process. Like I don't think in terms of good people or bad people. I think of spirits in human form that are laboring under pain and suffering while their ego unravels and is integrated into their soul. Which is why soul contracts are catalysts for that, right? Whether it's soulmate or twin flame. So we've got our two parties here, the Taurus and the twin. So now we're going to do what I call the center lane. Just 4 more cards to give you a little clarity into what's going on in the overall contract. Now, I took the suit of problems out of the Chuck Spezzano love pack, left the other 3 suits back there. We're going to ask the Ascended Masters, what's the real problem going on, at least for June, July, timeless, whenever you, sorry, July, August, timeless, whenever you're watching this. Breathe. My Ascended Masters of Twin Flame contracts, please. Can you tell me what's the problem in this contract that this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Twin Flame contract is currently dealing with? The lead to be alchemized to gold in the contract itself, because we've got the Judge here in this Taurus and this Nature Child here within the Twin. So what is the problem that was written into this contract before they ever agreed to it, at least for this July, August, or 2020, or timeless? Using, and there we go with that illegal feeling again. Some of y'all, they're just using. And you're like, enough. And that's why they really want to go, yeah. Now, it's a Nature Child, so we might be looking at someone here who is a little counterculture. Well, you know, I was born in 1968, so the hippies were already underway when I was born. So I was born into it, but that wasn't the culture I grew up in. I was more dealing with like deadheads and artists. But now we have hipsters, right? Organic everything and return to earth, and which is great. We need that healthy, innocent, positive side of the child archetype here. But if there's a using vibe here, are you using each other? But I do get that feeling that there might be some narcotics involved here that might be part of the problem, where you as the judge are really having to balance the justice and the compassion of whether you want this person in your life. That's for some of you for sure. And that's why it need not be sexual or romantic, but obviously it could play itself out that way. So either somebody's using the other or someone's using something in a way that's not healthy. That is a problem. Very interesting. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to get a healing with the Angels Oracle card from Doreen Virtue, so that you know who is the angel currently assigned to your Twin Flame contract, July, August 2020. Breathe. Didn't shuffle at all. There you are. My angels, please. One card in clarity. What is the healing angel currently serving this area, Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, July, August 2020, or timeless for this Judge and this Nature Child archetype? What is the healing angel that they can call upon here to help them in this contract, July, August, or timeless? Focus. Now, focus on what? I think we kind of see here that the Judge, you really need to focus on this balancing and managing of power here in a fair way. And this child is really being directed. And I feel like if this is what they want, they really want to focus on their own stuff and focus on their own healing. And yeah, their soul is kind of saying, heal thyself. And whether or not they're an Aries or not. But it does feel like there are other people influencing how they feel through communication here too, hopefully for the better. So call upon the angel of focus. Might be a lot of distractions here, and perhaps even a lot of things that aren't true. So to focus on the truth, seek only truth, the sacred truth of the third eye. Probably a good idea. What is the Whisper of Love then? From the Whisper of Love Oracle. The Whisper of Love from the higher selves, fifth dimensional and above, for all concerned here. Breathe. There we go. higher selves of all involved. Please, I need one card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in this twin flame contract. The center lane is about both of them, the contract itself, and we've got using is a problem and focus is what will help heal it from the angels. So what is the piece of insight, guidance, grace, inspiration that the higher selves of both of them and all concerned have for this overall Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract, July, August 2020, or timeless? Oh, I love you. I love you. These are very important words. It's the same thing, the same image on both sides, but it does say there, I love you. These are very important words. So look, I'm really getting very strong the family vibe here. Just am. I know that's not going to be for all of you here, but look, even if you were really seeing this as as twin flame only as romantic, understand if you break it outside of those parameters and see it as we all have many twin flames that are teaching us how to be better soulmates, mates to our own soul, then this makes so much more sense in a parent-child or a familial brother-sister, brother-brother, sister-sister, but those things of I love you, it doesn't have vibrationally on it that romantic I love you so much as I love you. Oh, you poor thing, right? And it feels like it's going this way, right? But that this nature child then loves you too. You both need to kind of say, I'm so sorry, I love you, and really focus on the love, because maybe you have been using each other in ways that you aren't even aware of, to what extent, right? I mean, in family dynamics alone, but if this is romantic sexual, I could see that too. It's just the feeling I get on it. Well, and how often do we end up playing maternal and paternal roles in romantic relationships without even seeing it? And that's rough, right? But it feels like you're the one with the power here, with that judge. A judge and a child, right? Who's going to win that one? Who sets the rules, right? Who gives the final verdict? Judge, jury, executioner, guilty, right? Last card down. Healing mantra card from the Mat Contra Healing deck. I love this deck so much. Take a nice deep breath. My Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts, who gave us the problem card of using, please. What is the perfect healing mantra for this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? Twin Flame Contract, July, August 2020, or timeless. What is the perfect healing mantra that either one of them can use, whether it's the Taurus or the Cross Watcher here, however this plays itself out, that will teach them, help them learn to heal themselves in this contract? Illuminating the truth. I am willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. I am willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. Remember the thing I said about the using and possibly playing a parental role even if you're not parent and child, and to focus on the truth and to focus on I love you too, because you two love each other. Let me just read the damn card. I opened right to it. You guys are screwed. Sorry. I am willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. When the truth is illuminated, you are no longer willing to settle for opinions, but instead yearn for a direct reflection that can shift fear and apprehension into higher vibrations of acceptance. In the illumination of truth, it doesn't matter how much life gets inconvenienced or disrupted. Instead, the recognition of fact versus falsehood allows you to move past the shattering of expectations to commune with a reality beyond the horizons of your ingrained ideas. Yeah. This mantra is ideal for recovering from betrayal. That's in here somewhere for somebody. Healing abandonment, that's in there somewhere for somebody. And dealing with distrust, with that card of using. Oh boy, this is kind of classic twin flame, and I gotta say, I could see this playing out in hundreds of different ways in terms of who's who, right? But with a judge and a nature child, very, very interesting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop up the picture and we'll see what else the guides show me, okay, in an overview. Nice deep breath. Magic clap. So you, my Taurians, are the judge archetype, the shadow attribute, offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. The light attribute, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. And I could see there that what you want is that Sagittarius energy, that transformative, mutable fire, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want us to be able to expand and do this, and grow and heal. And, you know, ninth house is very much spirituality too. Ninth house rules Sagittarius, so could very much be more along that lines, and that would make sense. You're getting a reading, right? You're watching a YouTube reading here, so to kind of move this in a more spiritual place where maybe you're trying not to be so judgmental, and yet look at the archetype you're dealing with. And of course, what you have here is the Three of Flames, loyalty. So that already tells me that you have a bond of loyalty with this person. And again, that's what leads me back to thinking it could be tribal in terms of family or family of choice or friend, not necessarily lover. Can be, though, certainly. And you've been thinking about it a lot. Two of Blades, like you're just kind of thinking about it and analyzing it and taking the puzzle pieces, wondering if this is going on, but you're not sure. So it is sort of that back and forth like fencing. And yet, if you look within your emotional field, you've got the card of Judgment there, celebration, something is revealed. So you kind of know. It's just you don't really want to know necessarily, so you might be staying in your head so that you don't really feel what's going on in your own intuitive field, F-I-E-L-D, and yet the voice of the soul here is saying the Ace of Flames, the Ace of Wands, creation, that there really is a new beginning here, and there's something that can be created out of this and a brand new beginning. At least for yourself, right? Maybe involving this person or not, but it's almost like saying there's a whole new element here that's going to change this and maybe even reboot it into a higher octave. Where the twin here is the nature child, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment, only because of their own pain, by the way. That's how that works. The light attribute, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits, right? So, like, I talk to my cats all day long. I have a lovely dose of the nature child within me. So there might be something very, very playful and innocent about this person in terms of their relationship with your judge archetype, but what they want is the Eight of Cups to go deeper into themselves. Like, I know it means walking away, and that would say that they want to leave this contract and walk away, but it's not necessarily what I'm getting here so much as they really want to go into themselves. Like like walking into the underworld is not usually into somebody else's arms unless it's Lord Hades himself, and we all go there eventually. But what they have, I should say, let's keep gender out of it, what they have here to help them go into that Eight of Cups, that depth of exploration, perhaps even self-reflection, is the King of Cups. Orpheus, who, like I said, in myth himself, went into the underworld to retrieve his wife. Didn't go well. Salt shaker. And what's on his mind, again, I'm making it a he, I'm so sorry. What's on the nature child's mind here, it's a Gemini thing. Oh, so they're thinking both ways about it. Got it. That makes sense now, right? It's, well, I could do this, but I could do that. Oh, so you're both sort of doing the same thing. You've got the Two of Blades. They've got the Knight of Swords, the Gemini card, the twins. So it's like you're both of two minds about this, what to do. Hence the balancing of the judge power on your part. But what's going on for them emotionally right now is that Four of Wands. Yes, there is something stabilizing within them. They're perhaps getting ready, preparing for the deeper, more conflicting stuff that's coming, right? The battle for the Golden Fleece, which would be the Five of Wands here. And hence that going into the underworld too, they want to kind of pull back, withdraw, heal, maybe embrace their emotions, just lick their own wounds. There it is again. But if they are doing that with chemicals, with people, you need to be aware of that. And we'll get to that in a minute, because the soul here, the message of the soul is really saying, King of Wands, it's time for you to focus on yourself, your own healing, your own path, and stop bringing these other people into it. Because again, we've got three court cards out of 5 here. So it does feel like this person has friends, I don't want to say immature just because the nature child is here, but it does feel like this person could very well be easily influenced, if not used. And, you know, users use people, and people who use were used. It's just how that chain of pain goes. So that would make sense. That would make total sense that we've got the problem card here from the Ascended Masters at the top of the center lane here, using. But the problem is people are using each other, or they're using things. Now, that really speaks of abuse. Otherwise, it's right use, righteous, right? It wouldn't be a problem card unless it was an abuse of some kind. And the angels are saying focus, right? And maybe that's the point for the Eight of Cups here for this nature child, is they really need to go within themselves and focus, and you really need to do the same, but you need to go in emotionally to get that card of celebration, revelation, the card of judgment there, so that that Ace of Wands can manifest there. But what's the word from the higher selves here? I love you. These are very important words, and those are the words you need to say to yourselves, to the child in your heart, to your wounds, to your feelings. Whatever arises, love that. It's a book by Matt Kahn. Trust me, it's good. It's taking me a while to get through it because what he's saying is so revolutionary. And what does he call his movement? The Love Revolution. He probably doesn't even call it a movement, but whatever. His teachings. Because at the end of the day, there is something here that's a little hanky, a little stanky, a little something off kilter, because illuminating the truth, the mantra is, I am willing to see things clearly, no matter the outcome. Now, it does feel like with that I love you there, that this again could be family, could be friend, and certainly could be lover, but that you all need to say that to your own selves more so than any mantra, as a feeling and a way of healing. And absolutely for a twin flame contract, if you really are willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome, saying I love you to your own heart, not always feeling it, but always meaning it, no matter what arises within it, is what's going to teach you how to love and heal yourself all at the same time. The point of twin flame contracts. That got fast at the end, didn't it? It's like they're just passing my crown chakra around up there. No, my turn. So may the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their twin flame contracts. July, August 2020 or timeless, that they may heal, that they may grow, that they may get what's being used here and focus upon what needs to be loved within themselves and within each other as they illuminate the truth, being willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome, for their well-being and for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you for watching my Taurian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. My subscribers, I love you so much. Please comment below if you're feeling it. The newbies, you can too, because I'm not stopping anytime soon, apparently. So I wish you all the very best and the very blessed in your twin flame, turbulent, tricky, transformative soul contracts, that you may heal, that you may grow, that you may become the best that you can be for the well-being of all. Thank you so much, my darlings. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.